Hey, hello, my friend. Hopefully that you are doing great. So in this lesson, I want to say you a very important thing, especially for beginner, how to create, how to isolate the WebDriver instances correctly in our test. Because when our test is bigger and we want to run all of the tests in parallel. So if we don't construct our test for the WebDriver instances correctly, we cannot handle them. Okay. So before going to implement in the real code, I want to try to create some test methods first and show you what is the problem that we are trying to solve. And then after that, we will create some code to resolve the problem as a solution. Okay. So now under the test package here, we have many packages here. So I just want to create a new package with the name something like parallel, and I enter. Actually, we did something related to parallel before, but it was just simple for you to understand how is parallel testing with testng. But a bigger picture, if you want to run in parallel, we need to construct something else. Okay, so again, I just want to remind this is a very important lesson in the whole tutorial. So I need you to pay attention a little more in this lesson. Okay. So now under this package, what I want to do, I will create a new Java class and I will call it something like test driver instances. Test driver instances, enter here. And inside this one, I want to create two test methods. So one first, okay, just keep it simple. And what I do, I will create a new void, something like test login, for example. Inside this one, what I want to do, I will create a WebDriver instance like we did before. So WebDriver equal WebDriver class, util class here, and what I do, I will get term driver. Okay. And after that, what I want to do that I will do something like assert fail with no reason. Okay. I just want to fail the test. And after your test, you want to close your browser, right? So what you do, you will do something like driver.quit. So now try to run this test method first. Okay. Run this test login. Something is not related to this one. Okay. Because I try to explore something, but it doesn't matter. Just delete that one. And another things related to this one, just delete this one. Okay. Here, just go back to our lesson and try to run it again. Not this one. Let me try to close this one. Okay. Now run this one again. So you can see the browser is now launching. And after that, the test will be failed immediately. And then this is the problem. You can see here on the code line 13 here, because we also failed for no reason. So that means the test obviously it will be failed. And after that, in the code line 14 here, we cannot close, quit this browser successfully, right? So if we want to do something like that, we will try to do something like, let me try. We will put something in a try here. And then what we do, we will catch. So put a zero exception E here. And what I want to do, I just want to do something like e dot print stock trace. Actually, we don't need to do that, right? So I just want to move this one up out of this scope. And then what I want to do, I will put finally, and then I will move driver quit inside here. And then I format the code. Yeah, this one is good enough. So now if I run the test, so because I put it in try catch and then I want to do something driver quit in the finally block here. So probably, technically it will close our browser even the test is failed. Okay, try to run again. So the browser is now launching and the test will be failed. But this time you can see the driver is now closed correctly. So if you want to do something like that, you will put try catch. So think here in another scenario. If I want to handle something like that in another test method. So that means I want to put a lot of try catch, and it should be nightmare for you if you want to do something like that. So there's one more way to handle that, but today I want to say you one solution to solve that problem. Okay, so for example, for some reason, some people put in the iTest listener from the testng, but I don't want to do that. I want to do in a different way. Okay, so now just delete this line, and what we do under this one, I want to create a new folder, a new package with the name driver. So under this package, what I want to do that I will try to create some class to handle WebDriver instances only. Okay. So first thing, I want to create a new class with the name driver factory. So this class will help me to try to create a new instance. Okay, and try to help me to quit the instance. This class will be something very simple. Okay, so the first thing, I want to have a private WebDriver instance with the name WebDriver. Just keep it simple like that. And then I will have another method WebDriver, and I will call it something like getDriver. Okay, so I will do something like the similar to what we call that is singletons design pattern. It will be similar like that. So what I do, I will try to if the WebDriver equal null. That means that instance is not created before. I will do something like WebDriver instance equal WebDriver util class here, and then I will do something like get term driver. Okay, so in the future, when we run the test in parallel crossing many browser, we can try to check the browser type before we run. But in this context, just keep it simple first because I just want to return a term driver session. Okay, and after that, I will return the WebDriver. That's it. And now I want to create a new method with the name something like quit driver. What I want to do is very simple. If the WebDriver is not null, so that means that WebDriver instance is existing. What I do, I will try to do some WebDriver dot quit. And then after that, I will try to reassign WebDriver equal null again. Yeah, so something similar to singleton design patterns here. So in this driver factory class, it is very simple. So the second class will hold a very important role, and let me try to name it as driver page. And what we do in this one is very important to show our problem. Okay, so now what I want to do that I will create a private something private status. I want to use something like static, and I will put all of the thing in the list here, and it should come from java.util. In this one, a list of driver factory here. Okay, and I will call it as WebDriver Trust Pool. WebDriver Trust Pool. Because this one will keep all of the web instances, all of the driver instances. For example, if I want to run 4 sessions in parallel, it will create for me 4 separated single driver instances separately. So that means I will handle all of them each by each easily. Okay. So this one will call from a collection from java.util, and I will call synchronize list here with something related here inside the list of should be new array list of driver factory. I want to use synchronize list here because when something related to chain, I don't want to have something like, we have a pool here and I don't want something, asynchronous here. I want to keep the trust pool in order. So that's why I want to use collection.synchronize list here. Okay. So the second one should be private status, and this will hold driver trust. Okay, so I want to use the trust logo here, and it will be driver factory again, and let me name this as driver trust here. So after I declare some status variable, what I want to do that I will use something public status void. I will call something like init WebDriver driver objects. Okay, so we want to init WebDriver objects, and what I do, I will call something like driver trust here, and I will use trust local and with init here. So inside I will provide a lambda expression inside, and inside what I want to do that I will call driver factory. Maybe I will name this as WebDriver trust here equal new driver factory, and then I will use the WebDriver trust pool, and then I will add that WebDriver trust inside. So what I want to do, I will create a new driver factory here, and I will add to WebDriver trust pool here. Okay, and I will return WebDriver trust, this one, and I want to close by semicolons. Let me try to take a look again. So in this one, I will try to reassign driver trust equal trust logo with initial, and I will provide a lambda expression inside. What I want to do, I will create a new instance from driver factory, and then I will add that instance to the WebDriver trust pool here. After that, I will return the WebDriver thrust for it to reassign to this one. Okay. So now, what I want to do, I want to add this one to before choose in testng, and I want to make sure this is always run equal true. So this means I want to run this method before choose, before anything else in our test for a test suite. Okay. So now I want to do one more thing, that I will create another thing. Let's say I think it should be something related to the get driver, because I want to get driver from here. Public static should be WebDriver, and this one I will name something like get driver. So simple, I just want to return the driver thrust, and then I will call the get method, and then I will get driver from the driver factory here. Okay, that's it. And after the test, what I want to do, I will try to close, after the method, I want to close all the driver instances related to that method. So what I do, I will create a public void, and then I will name something like after method, just like that. And this one I want to rename it to something after methods here, and again I want to run always run equal true, because if you don't boost this one, if the test method is failed, you cannot execute this method. Okay, so you boost something always run equal true, so even the test is failed, you still can execute this test method. Okay, so what I want to do inside is I will try to loop all of the WebDriver touch through here, and then for driver factory, driver from this one, and what I want to do, that I will do driver dot quit driver. That's it. So I will try to loop all of the pool here, and then I will try to close all of them. So actually this one, I think it should be better if I boost in the after shoot. Sorry, it should be after shoot, not the after methods. After methods will be something different that I want to introduce for you in the next lesson. Okay, so that means after the test run successfully, not successfully, but after the test is run, I mean finish, after the test finish, all the source finish. What I want to do is that I will look through the WebDriver thread pool that we already created here. Then you see we add a list of them. So I want to look through all of them, and then I will quit them on by on. Okay, so because we will try to close them one by one, so basically there will be no WebDriver instances left after the test, even our test is failed. Okay, so let's try to take a look again to make sure everything is okay. So you can see this lesson is a little complex here. So you can see WebDriver throttle pool. Let me try to explain again. You keep the pool of all the WebDriver instances that you want to run in your test. Okay. And the second one, this is the driver thrust. It will return, it will be used here in the get driver, and it will return for you one WebDriver instances separately from the list. Okay, so now how to use it. So here, let me try to remove this try catch block. Okay. And now what I want to do, that will extend the driver page here. Okay, so driver page. So basically, most of people created something like related to the test page. We can do it as well by renaming this class, but I don't want to do that because actually this class it just handles something related to driver. So I don't want to name it to be something like driver page. Okay. So here, what I want to do here inside WebDriver, driver now, what I do, I will call the get driver. Okay. And then I access file. That's it. Okay. So if I run this test, what will happen? Because we are extending from driver page, so before the switch, if you returns for us, it will run this one. And then because after that, you can see we call the get driver here. So it will return for us one of the WebDriver instance from the pool. And after switch, because this is on way runs, so that means we will try to quit every single WebDriver instances left after the test, even if it is failed. Okay, so try to run it now without the try catch. Run this one. So now you can see the test is executed and even the test is failed. You can see that the browser is closed correctly. So if I want to run in parallel in many test methods to see, okay, let me try to copy this one, put it here, and something like test login with incorrect credential. Okay, and then I will do access fail again, just something like that to make sure that if I run all of them in parallel, will be nothing happen. Something like unexpected error happen. So let me try to copy this one. I think, yeah. So I think I can rename this one to something like, okay, just try to copy to another one. This one is test WebDriver instances. Enter. So inside this one, I want to run parallel in methods. So this should be WebDriver instances testing parallel equal methods. Thrust count is 4. So the name we can try to put something like driver factory test. And let me try to rename something like test here. And we have parallel and test driver instance. Then this class name, right? Okay. So I want to run in parallel. And this will run 2 methods in parallel. And I want to see that after they run, I want to quit all of them, all of the browser, even it's failed. Okay. So now let me try to edit configuration. And what I want to do that I will try to duplicate this one, I think. So this should be test WebDriver instances here, and I will put something like test WebDriver instances here. Apply, okay. And now I will click on the run button. So you can see now it two browser is now launching sometime, and you see all of them are failed. You see all of them are failed, and we can quit all of the WebDriver instances correctly. So that means when you run something in parallel, and then you don't need to care about the driver instances anymore, because we already handle that. We make sure that every single method here, even they run in parallel, but after that we can close one by one correctly. And the second thing that, you know what, when we do something in this test method, this driver instance will be not affected by another WebDriver instance. Because what we do that we make sure that we created a WebDriver instance threshold here, and every time we call something get driver, it will return for us correctly. This one. Okay, so try to explore again and try to practice yourself to make sure you understand completely this lesson. Because after this lesson, and when we try to run cross-browser testing running in parallel in Selenium Grid or something like that, we will not face any problem related to WebDriver instances. Okay, so bye for now and see you in the next lesson.